Okay, back to the beginning. Record right. Start, stop. Okay. Put that way down in the back. Go to your mixer. Whatever. Okay, got enough to work with just to develop a song mode here. Let's get a second sequence going. Just something simple, just so that we can chain these two things together. We're going to start up with an 84 beats per minute tempo again. We're going to go to a new sequence here, which when you hit this one, this little indicator here on your screen takes you to new song. We go to number 1. We're already here. We're going to go to there. We're going to set the length. Ah, see, that might have been the problem here. This allows you to set the length right in the beginning. See, it didn't show me that. It didn't show that on the first sequence. When you create a new sequence, it gives it to you. So that first sequence is probably defaulted out to 64 bars. At any rate, we can set it now. So I guess that other plate loop issue is not a thing. I guess you can use both ways. But I'm just going to go back to the drum track, the drum sounds I had. The same way, I'm going to go to track 1. Oh, first, let me get that tempo set back to 84. You can do that though. If you want your sequence to change tempos, you just write the sequence in the tempo that you want, and that way when it goes through the page, it'll just change as they go through. Okay, let's set this back to, what was that, 84. And I'm going back to that the drum kit I had. It's drums and hip hop. And I get that same thing going. It just feels like a hat or something. Okay, just program that. Locate, right record. This one instead. Whatever. Take a four bar thing. Let's go to song 2. You hit the indicator here, and we're going to go to new song number 2. 8 bars. Actually, let's do this one for 4 bars. Okay, and we're going to do something similar, just something more like an end, something more like a, get that same tone back, the drum kit. Go to drums and hip hop kit. Just do something else with the drums, maybe just add a sound or something, you know. Yeah, okay. All right. Okay. So now, in order to make a sequence chain, you have to go to menu. You go to cue lists. That's going to set it up where you can take the sequences you made now and put them in order. First, I got to go back and correct a boo-boo I made, I know, on the other sequence. I know I set it for 8 bars and end up doing 4 bars, so we're going to go into that. So just so you know how to do that, if you make that mistake, like I did, you go to track edit. On the particular song you want to do, you go to delete measure. Don't erase measure, because all the erase measure does is erase the events in the measure. It doesn't erase all the space that's there. Delete measure will erase all the space after the measure. So I want to start from 5 and work my way back, since I made a 4 bar measure, 4 bar beat, sorry. Now this should be 4 bars. So when you go back, exit, you go back into your menu, go to cue list. You see now, if I go to song 1, I go to song 2, it's showing me 4 bars. I go to song 3, it's showing me 8 bars. Okay, so the first sequence, it shows you the steps. You go step 1, step 2, step 3. The first thing is going to be the second sequence I made, which is more like an intro. So I'm going to select number 1, which is the we did that. Then for number 2, we're going to hit this, and we're going to go insert. When you hit insert, it gives you another selection for another song. You just go in and put whatever you want that to be now. You go in, let's make step number 2 should be sequence 0, because that's our first. And then for the end, we're going to insert another sequence. We hit insert, which is the last sequence we made, was the little drum, little mix-up. And that was sequence number 2. Now that we have our sequences here in the list, we have song 1, which these are not really songs. That's why it's best to, to go in and name it, so you can call it sequence or intro. It's real easy to do. You just go in, you go back to, you exit, you go to each song here, which, let's go to the first one. We'll just call that main. So you just hit rename song, you go to your menu here, and you hit rename song. And just hit the button with right next to the song. And let's just call that main, for main sequence. Okay? Then we go to the next one. Actually, that wasn't the main. Which one was the main? I'm sorry. Song 2 is the main. So we're going to rename this. That's, number 2 is the outro, actually. So we're going to rename that. Just out. Okay. Then this sequence was in. I'll just name that intro, or intro. I'm sorry, clear it. Intro. Well, I need to go back to school here. Intro. Cool. Rename. Hit OK. You just hit locate from the top and press play. Simple as that. For the sequencing and song chaining on the Triton, if you have any more questions, continue to write us. We do answer. We we look forward to the next thing. And that's it. Nate Tinsley, Producers Edge Magazine, hardware specialist. See you soon.